Alright, sneaker fam, welcome back to another video. And this is a video I've been looking to make for a while now, but unlike other people, I've been waiting to get more of the information. I'm not the type of person that likes to just go out and give you guys information. I like to wait to see if more information comes out and figure out what's going on. And luckily I've waited. I may be one of the last people on sneaker YouTube to make this video, but I do feel like I have a very special perspective that I can bring on this video that not many people else can bring or will bring to this situation. So let's get into it. All right, guys. So one of the big things that have been going on in the sneaker verse over the past, well, what is today? Today, as of making this video, so the past 2 weeks or so, one of the big things that's been going on has been Cool Kicks and their situation where they got raided on October 2nd during their whatnot live stream at their warehouse. So a lot of people jumped onto this, started going off, hooting and hollering about they sell fakes, this, that, and the other. And, could that be? Maybe, I guess. I don't want to say probably, maybe. Does any resale store that you go to sell fakes? Maybe. I mean, a lot of these fakes and reps that come out now are really, really good and could easily pass for real when you're looking at them. It happens all the time at StockX, GOAT. I'm sure eBay gets through some of them, right? So, I didn't jump on the they sell fakes right off the rip train. But what we do now have is that the LAPD has also put out a statement about this. And let's dig into this. And what I can do as you guys, some of you know my job. I am a police officer by day. So as somebody who's investigated crimes, somebody who's typed up warrants, typed up PC affidavits, probable cause affidavits, complaints. I've had to do a search warrant or so. I've had to prove the identity of people when filing charges. So I have the investigative tools to let you know what's been going on. So let's start timeline. October 2nd, as we get, like I said, Cool Kicks got raided by LAPD. Their Bunko scams division. Let me see. I brought this up. I'm trying to bring it up so that way I don't get anything wrong, and it's a little bit easier for me to go through. And I'll put some stuff up here, some of the statements by LAPD and everything else too. So LAPD raided Cool Kicks during their live stream. We saw the owner, Adil Shams, out in handcuffs, and so we and about another 10 or so other people were arrested that day. Some of the people associated with Cool Kicks were not. Some of them came out real quick to say, hey, we don't sell fakes and this, that, and the other. Because some people did jump on social media and talk about, hey, they're selling fakes because, like I said, they're the LAPD unit that initially did the raid was part of their fakes and scams department. But LAPD put out on a statement on October 6th that $500,000 of stolen Nike goods were recovered by LAPD cargo theft units. On Thursday, October 2nd, detectives from the LAPD Commercial Crimes Division, Cargo Theft Division, in collaborations with the Union Pacific Railroad Police, LA Port Police, LA World Airport Police, and the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office Bureau of Investigation served a search warrant at the 1700 block of Stewart Street in Santa Clara. Due to the operations, detectives recovered an estimated $500,000 worth of stolen train cargo, which included Nike shoes and clothing. The suspect, Adil Shams, 34 years old, of Los Angeles, was arrested at the scene. Shams owns Cool Kicks, a popular online store specializing in reselling of limited edition sneakers and apparel. Detectives recovered over 2,100 pairs of stolen Nike shoes and 150 cartons of various Nike clothing inside of the business. Shams was booked at the LAPD Metro Detention Center on receiving stolen property in violation of their code. This case underscores the importance of integrity, collaboration, and combination of a large-scale cargo theft and preserving the integrity of commercial supply chains. The investigation is ongoing and further arrests are expected. We'll get to that a little bit later. So that's that. And from the... So after that, Cool Kicks came out with a statement of their own, saying that yesterday LAPD impounded a small allotment of Nike sneakers that Cool Kicks purchased and received within the last 48 hours, alleging that the merchandise was stolen. This news came as a complete shock to our entire team. Neither Cool Kicks leadership nor our staff had any knowledge or reason to believe that these products were stolen. We entered into the purchase in good faith, as we always have, committed to running an honest business. So, what this tells me, as a police officer, that the purchase that they made 2 days before they got raided was part of a sting. So, at some point during other investigations, LAPD has gotten information that possibly Cool Kicks does operate in purchasing stolen goods. Now, that's not saying that they know or that they have any ties to any of these individuals. If you guys don't know, I want to say the Brick by Bricks were a huge sneaker that was stolen from trains at the beginning of the year. Before they're released. I also want to say that the Cherry 11s in LA and in Memphis were a huge shoe that was stolen, to the point that there were some people who were concerned that that might actually affect the release of the Cherry 11s, if I remember correctly. If you guys don't know, again, as a police officer, I pay attention to these things. I've actually taught a class for the school that I work at, and in a business class. It was kind of over the course of a couple weeks to a month, where I talked about how retail theft is a huge problem across the United States. And if you guys don't know, it is a massive problem in California, basically because California has gone through and said, hey, if you don't steal more than $1,000 worth of anything, we're not even going to arrest you or charge you with a crime. So there are bands of retail theft gangs that operate. And so obviously, just like anytime other people steal goods, when they don't have any skin in the game as far as money put into it, they don't really care how much money they get back. Because if I steal a Nike Tech suit that roughly is worth anywhere between $250 for the sets, right around that area. Let's say they're worth about $250 to $240 for the tops and the bottoms. If I turn around and sell that $250 set for $100, it's $100 more today that I didn't have yesterday, right? So I don't care how much I get back as long as I'm getting money back. So that is a huge problem in LA. It's a huge problem anywhere, right? So I live in Northwest Ohio, not necessarily the city that I work for, but the Toledo area has a huge problem with this too, because there's also a lot of retailers that don't allow their employees to get involved. Me and G were literally walking into a Kohl's one day, and this lady walked out with a cartload, completely cartload full of stuff, right? Not just clothes, but small appliances and all kinds of things. She literally had her cart overflowing, probably stole, I would imagine, close to $1,500 worth of stuff. And the employees were like, ma'am, you can't do this, ma'am, you got to stop, ma'am, you can't take those things. And once she passed the sidewalk, the employees were stuck. They couldn't do anything. They weren't allowed to do anything because a lot of retailers will fire you if you get involved or you forcibly keep somebody from stealing things, because people get hurt. Um, there's been a death in California where a man stopped somebody for retail theft. They were stealing a bunch of like Milwaukee tools. The guy physically tried to keep the person from stealing the items, and the guy pulled a gun out and shot and killed the employee. So there's a lot of retailers that obviously don't want you to physically get involved because they don't want you to get hurt, nor do they want to be sued or found liable, because if you stop them and those people get hurt, they can turn around and sue the company. So it's real easy nowadays for people to steal huge amounts of things, turn around and sell them to anybody. So what I get from the fact that Cool Kick said that they bought X number of items 2 days ago, then that those 2 days pass, and then LAPD raids Cool Kicks, leads me to believe that they had some sort of information and they knew where these products were going to be, and or they had GPS tracking on the items that were sold as part of a control buy, which is something that police departments do for drugs and other things, obviously in this case with stolen merchandise. So like I said, between probably investigating retail gangs and other things, they got tips that this kind of stuff was going on at Cool Kicks, which led them to doing a control buy, which led to the raid. Now, a few days later, when was that? Trying to remember when this was. It was posted on 6 days ago. This was posted on House of Heat. Again, we're talking the next week. So I'm not saying anybody talked, but a week later, LAPD, and I'm going to put pictures. I took some stills of the situation at a house in LA County. I'm looking at the pictures now, where you can find it all over sneaker Twitter. If you guys haven't seen this, I don't know where you've been, but this house is completely full. You can see that this was basically just a stash house for stolen property. I'm looking at the first picture on House of Heats, and I may use these, but it looks like it's probably going to be close to the same pictures that I use. That there are just rooms just stacked with sneaker boxes. It doesn't look like it's very organized for some of these, because in some of these pictures, one of these pictures I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see like 4 or 5 different Travis Scotts, which if you have Travis Scotts and you haven't unloaded them by now, I don't know what you're doing. So it doesn't seem like it's very well organized. I'm going to try and play through the other one because I would like to see. Looks like there's a couple cave stone boxes in some of these. Looks like in the living room where you would probably put a TV, there's literally a 3-foot stack of sound bars on top as a base layer. And then above that is more, looks like possibly sound bars, and then toddler shoes or very small baby shoes. But Nike boxes all over. The one box, it looks like there's Cave Stone 4 boxes, which leads me to believe that at some point those were part of the stuff that was stolen. So this house is crazy, man. The one room, wow, that was a horrible picture. There's at least 4 Travis Scott boxes. I can see some Jumpman Jacks or T-Rex. There's a T-Rex box back in the back. There's another one. So there's two Jumpman jacks. It looks like it definitely has the T-Rex sticker, just like the citrus color, bright citrus that I have. So leads me to believe that as they're continuing their investigation, they're getting more and more leads. And it definitely looks like this house was one of the major houses. I don't know how they didn't get tipped off to this house before. Looks like in one of the closets there's at least 1, 2, 3 Union boxes, possibly. One looks like they're older Union 4 boxes, possibly. I don't have any of the older Union 4s. But there's a rainbow SB box. There's a purple SB box. Looks like there's an SB4 box in there. So again, I don't really know how. It doesn't seem like this stash house was very well organized. But then outside, this is where I don't like. I'm surprised that this wasn't the first place LAPD went, because as you look outside and through some of the stills that I'll throw up here, outside there are literally boxes on top of boxes. From what I can see, let's stop it right here. That looks like 1, 2. Looks like there's 6 high of these big gigantic boxes, and there's probably at least 6 to 10 sneaker boxes inside of each one of these big boxes. And it looks like the one was like 3 or 4 deep. So there's hundreds and hundreds, and if not close to thousands of pairs of sneakers just sitting outside of Southern California, LA. Granted, it doesn't rain there very often, so it doesn't seem like these boxes are in that dangerous of a spot, but I'm really surprised that it took this long for them to get to this house. Because there are just literally just, it's insane, man. It is really crazy how many shoe boxes and stuff are outside. You can actually see where there's other boxes that either they were breaking down as they were pulling out shoe boxes out of the big boxes, or they had other boxes to put boxes in to sell. So it doesn't surprise me that this is coming down, because again, once law enforcement starts investigating into these big things, it's just going to snowball. I'm actually really surprised we haven't heard anything this week about anything new. But it has been quiet ever since that second raid. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. I feel like they got busted 2 weeks ago because LAPD did a controlled buy. They had a feeling that these people were going to buy stolen goods. Either they didn't ask the questions that they should have asked, or they just didn't care. One of the two. I don't know the full situation. Everything that we see here is just all alleged. This is what LAPD is claiming happened. And, Cool Kicks and a deal and all of those guys will get their day in court. So I'll be interested to see how this plays out and where this actually leads, and if it leads to more arrests and more things down the road. So I will keep you guys informed as we get more information, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Gonna try and get this one up pretty quickly. I think I'm gonna do 3 straight days of videos because I'm recording on something that I did a video on and I haven't released yet. So that one might be second. And then I got something because starting my program on Saturday, so I'm definitely going to do probably a day in the life of that. My day on Saturday is probably not going to be super interesting, but we're going to do it because we're kicking off my program with me, G, and Jay. So I think that me and G will probably get up and get a workout in early Saturday morning to kick off our new program. So I will catch you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below. What are your guys' thoughts on the whole Cool Kick situation? What is your whole thought on the whole raid situation just in general? It doesn't surprise me. Like I said, sometimes it's super hard when you're a big business like that to get complacent possibly and not ask the questions that you should be asking when you're buying in bulk like that. But sometimes buying in bulk like that should raise huge red flags on how does somebody get so much money worth of shoes and sells them, especially if you're not going to somebody's house. It's completely different if I'm selling you stuff out of my shoe bins over here than it is if I just have pallets of boxes of sneakers. So that should raise some red flags. And I know that there's a lot of speculation on that's how these early pairs come out, and that wouldn't surprise me. It is also speculation from this whole thing coming out is that when you get no boxed pairs, it's because people have stolen them from the Nike factory overseas. So again, that doesn't surprise me either. So if you're stealing stuff right off of the line, it's not going to be in the box yet. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. Like I said, I will be interested to see how this whole situation plays itself out and see, what comes of this and what we can find out about the whole resale business in general. If some of these stores are operating on the up and up, or do they have ties to some of these notorious, nefarious organizations out there on the black market. So let me know in the comments section below, what did you think about the video in general? And what are your thoughts on Cool Kicks? If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up, and hit that bell notification so you can get a notification every time I drop a new video, when I drop a new video. And I will catch you guys later. And like I always say, guys, remember, your sneakers are made to be worn, so wear them. Senior out.